Welcome everybody, I'm Sophie. I'm the Communications and Marketing Coordinator at Become Studios Canada.
And I'm Olivier, the lead game designer on Tales from Candlekeep. Hi guys.
Hey, how's it going everybody? I see we had Ed, does everything. You're the first on today. What's going on?
Hey Ed.
So we are going to play some more Tales from Candlekeep Tomb of Annihilation, the digital version of the Tomb of Annihilation board game. Zun, hey, what's going on? And thank you Beamdog for the share. Okay. We love the guys at Beamdog. I love their games. Great. Yeah. All right. So we have a topic today of the things we are going to cover. So we're going to go over different items that you can pick up in the game as you go, whether it's from chests, from monster kills, or any sort of items. And Oliver is also going to cover the different types of items. You know, some are items that are being used in the game as soon as you pick them up, and also other items are being added into your inventory. So we're gonna go over all that, and we also have some different tweaks and updates coming with the items. For example, we have the legendary drops that is being tweaked in the next update, so that's also something we are going to look into. So hey, let's go in the game with you guys. So here we are, and Oliver's going to do the treasure hunt. So what is this?
So today we're gonna look at all the different items, like Sophie said, and what's best to try that out than the treasure hunt quest, because the objective of that quest is to find treasure chests.
Nice,
but first and foremost, I'd like to go over the trade system that we added in the last update. I know you guys might have seen the previous stream, Paul and Sophie. I think you did the last stream.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah. So you went a bit over the trade system that we added. So
that's new since the last update that we did earlier this week, guys. So this is brand new. It's now possible to trade items between your heroes. And why did we do this update? Because it was something that was already in the board game.
Yeah, because players in the board game could take their items they collected during adventures and trade between adventures in the village phase.
Yeah,
that's something we didn't have before, and that was some sort of, it was problematic because you couldn't customize as well, decide the roles for your characters as much as you could in the board game. So right now it's great, because if you want artists, for example, to be your exploring character, well, you could try to you could want to take, for example, the boots of Edelkind that reduce, well, give you 50% chance to not trigger an encounter. I know you guys have different opinions about encounters, but yeah,
that's a good one to have.
So I would use artists for exploring, so I would take boots of Elvenkind and drop that straight into his inventory. Drag and drop,
a very simple system that you guys have implemented in the game, and you can also trade stacks or even single items if you have.
So I don't know, we don't actually have a lot of stacks right now in our inventories.
But you could if you wanted to.
Yeah, I could take, let's say, half of Ashara's healing potions and you know, drop them to Birdsong, because she's also a bit squishy for a character, even though she's very useful.
She's not the one to go right into melee combat. So we have a question from Ed over on D&D Twitch. He's asking, you know, is there item crafting ability? So is it possible, say, to craft potions or item drops such as the items you get from the game?
The actual items you get during adventures cannot be crafted. We have a database that works a lot like the actual treasure card stack from the board game, which well, cards are unique for some items, and it's the same for some items in the board game. So for example, let's go back to the boots of Elvenkind. Those item in this item for the board game is unique. So there's only one card in the treasure stack
So that means that if you have it already in your inventory on artists, this item will no longer be dropped in the game.
Exactly. So it works exactly the same in Tales from Candlekeep. So we try to stay as close as possible to the board game on that regard.
Very good.
we can jump right into the
Treasure
hunt.
hunt.
And let's go in hard, so we can have, well, we will have to find more treasure chests.
All
So
right.
let's do this. So let's go over these powers, because that might not be the build I normally choose.
Yeah, so the last stream we also focused into group gameplay. So if you play all 4 heroes, how would you go about
Right.
your powers? So we had something that was more of a buffer, tank, wizard and all.
So I like to go with lightning arrow. Those, what kind of call is good? And ice storm. That's my favorite.
Very good.
So-
We have a nice point here from Zook. He's asking on Twitch, you know, I'm tempted by this game, but I've been disappointed by some of the D&D games since Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate sets the bar very high. This looks like I will give it a go though. So you are right, Baldur's Gate does set the game very high for its genre of game, which is the RPG isometric style. So our game, I don't think that it can be compared with Baldur's Gate, of course, because it's not the same type of game. And we are not a typical D&D RPG in a sense of
Right.
pen and paper, so we do follow very specific rule sets of the Tomb of Annihilation board game and the Adventure System board game, so those need to be taken separately. But what I can tell you, if you like turn-based games, you like the D&D universe, some characters are back also from other stories, Dragon Bait, Arthas Timber, then you will love this game. The best way, I guess, to get your opinion is to watch some videos, some gameplays out there, and let us know. Let us know if you do give it a go. We'd love to hear your input.
And since today we're talking about items, let's go over Birdsong's one of her utility powers, which is Bardic Lore. This power actually lets you choose between 2 items every time you get, well, you have to, you would normally pick a treasure in the board game. So, so this is very useful if you want, let's say, you want to focus on your crafting for the current session and you don't have enough gold. Well,
Yeah.
you would go with Birdsong, for example, with her Bardic Lore ability, power, sorry, and then if every time you would kill a monster or open a chest, you would have more chance to get gold drop from one of the fortune items I will go over a bit later.
And I love this ability because sometimes, you know, you are low on health and then you'd like, oh, I really wish I could get a health potion, and it drops with something else, and then you're really lucky you got your healing potion.
Okay.
Let's go into
Let's
the
go.
treasure hunt now, guys. Oh, and I want to remind you, that we have a giveaway today at the end of the stream, so stay till the end. We've finished at 4 p.m. Eastern time.
So Zook, you wanted to try the game?
Yes.
This might be your chance to get it for free.
Yeah, so stay till the end. We ask a question in chat, so we are not doing raffles because we're not streaming into just one platform right now. We're into Facebook, Mixer, Twitch actually, and Facebook. So we have to not do a raffle away, but we're gonna ask a question, and the first answer that gets it right gets the key.
Right.
Okay.
And also, we talked about trading earlier. Something that bothered us a bit is that if you you had a full inventory with the character, but you desperately needed to have an armor class bonus or I don't know,
Anything, yeah.
yeah, attack bonus, anything, you would have to like scrap an item and then hope to once you get a kill or open a chest that the specific drop would drop for that specific character, and that was a bit of a pain if you wanted to you know, give more roles to your heroes,
Yeah.
basically. All right, so
So
I'm
who got the initiative
starting
here?
with Arthas,
Arthas Timber.
and since it's my exploring character with the boots of elven kind, I'm gonna move right here because that's always where I go.
Okay. Really? I rotate. Usually I'm like, I started here last time. I don't know why.
Because you're superstitious?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't do the same thing twice. And it can't be the same tile,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
yeah.
Alright, so right now nothing happens, and okay,
So we just want to specify what crafting meant. So Ed was asking, is there crafting ability for items drop specifically, but if you mean crafting in general, crafting your armors, items, accessories, yes, there's crafting for those items. So you can craft gear, but you cannot craft item drops, just to specify.
So, for a starter, always buff Ashara. That's something.
Fire shield.
Yeah, players.
I don't
right
use the
now.
fire shield.
No, you
When
don't.
I play Shara, I use the Scorching Rays because
Really?
she has such a strong power and I do damage
Fire
deal.
shield is so strong.
Yeah, but I do damage deal. She's never in front of the line. It's
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
And she's been my biggest damage dealer
Really?
when I do boss fights. So yeah.
I tend to tank with Dragon Bait. I leave him in front of the melee.
Yeah.
Alright, so explore.
So that's all depending on how you guys want to play.
All right,
your
first
hero.
treasure. So
Whoa.
right now we have to find 4 treasures, and for
got
this
one.
quest, it's a bit tricky because when on normal you would have to find 3, and since our game works, well, our the tile system works like in the board game, you would have to go through the entire stack.
Yeah.
To get all the chests you need. Well, on normal you wouldn't have, because if you're lucky you could get the first 3 tiles with that whole treasure chest right at the beginning, and you could end the quest very fast. But on hard,
Honorific,
you would have to go through the entire tile stack, then start over again.
So question, maybe you can answer this one. Faint Chromatic, is there any chance for playable demo on the game?
I'm sorry, where is that? Okay.
A demo.
Any chance for playable demo? Any chance for playable demo? We talked about it. Right now it's not in the plans, but that might be something we could do. Maybe a free weekend or something like that. I know it's something that we can do, but we sure will talk about that.
I'll let you know. It's a good point. We've had this question a couple times before, and it's something that we're definitely discussing internally. Tarmael is saying, also be warned that Terrafolks, they can steal your stuff.
Right.
It's always sad when they get your boots.
Yeah, nice point. Yeah, because the Terrafolk is a kind of monster that when they hit you, they also steal an item. And yeah, so this can be pretty bad for your unique items.
So correct me if I'm mistaken, but I believe they steal if they get an 18 plus, right?
Yeah,
on
exactly.
rolls?
It's their special ability. It's not always, well, like you said, if it's only if they roll an 18.
So I hope that they don't, or if they do, they get something you don't want.
So right now I'm playing with Dragon Bait, and I don't tend to walk over traps when I'm playing with him. So I'll leave the treasure for a character like Birdsong or Shara, since she can fly right over traps without being hurt. So I'll continue exploring that way with Dragon Bait.
Oh, talking
there you
about
go.
a Terrafolk.
Alright.
Here's one.
So what does this guy do? Thief, special ability. On a roll of 18 or higher, Terrafolk steals an item. So that's just what we were talking about.
No. Hello, Walter on Facebook. So can you get it back, the item, if you kill the Terrafolk that stole the item?
We initially wanted to do that, but right now it steals it and it's done, man. You it's lost forever.
Until you pick another one, though.
Yeah.
Don't worry, you can always reloot one. Oh, thank
Okay.
you. Hey, we have a great question, and we did mention it a bit before. So, how is this game different from Divinity?
Have you played Divinity: Original Sin?
I have.
I played a bit.
It's different in so many aspects. So this game is turn-based. I know Divinity, the combat is turn-based, but the whole gameplay, it's so different. This game, Tales from Candlekeep, Tomb of Annihilation, is really based on the Tomb of Annihilation and the other Adventure System board games that were made by WizKids. So the way it works is you explore, you find tiles and they drop, and you have a tile at a time, and then you have your hero phase, exploration phase, so everything is turn-based. While Divinity, you can just go along until you get into combat, and that combat is turn-based.
Right, because Divinity is more like your normal, RPG campaign.
So many dialogues, you
can
can
create
choose your options.
characters. Like Sophie said, this is based on an actual board game, so we had to stay as close as possible to all the rule sets and the mechanics of the board game.
Great question, and thank you. Zune is saying great graphics.
Thanks.
Thank you. We'll pass that along for sure.
Okay, so right now I only have one action. Was
Yeah.
she stunned?
Oh yeah.
Before, why do I only have one action left? I don't
Maybe
understand.
she was.
Oh yeah, she was stunned. Okay, so normally I would have walked right over here, but
I guess you could leave it to Ashara. She can fly.
Yeah, all right.
And I believe you had haste also, so fly haste and move away, maybe?
Sure,
We'll see.
yeah, good idea. So I'm gonna move over here with Birdsong because I'm pretty sure she's gonna dodge that trap, and if she doesn't, well, I'm just an unlucky guy.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, cross your finger, guys.
Okay.
No traps.
Dodge,
Oh,
alright.
so dodge. So would you be able to explain, like, Birdsong, why she's better than
Oh,
others?
man.
Oh, legendary chest.
chest. All right. So I'm sorry, I didn't catch
Yeah,
that.
Birdsong dodges traps more than others.
Yeah.
She rolls higher on the dodge, or she needs less to be hit on a trap.
Well,
How does
this
that
is
work?
actually her special ability that you can see right here. It's Cat's Agility. So when you step on a trap, you have a chance to dodge it. What that does is that normally in the board game, you when you step on a trap, you would roll a 20-sided die, and if you get, I think it's 10 or higher, or
Yeah,
11
and
or
now she
higher.
needs 5 only. That's very
Yeah,
good.
it's only 5 that you need, so you have a lot more
Yeah.
chance to dodge that trap.
Nice. Hey, we have another question from Zoom. Can every dungeon adventure are random?
Well, there's two things to consider in that question. We have specific adventures, which are, well, objectives and story narrative that is part of the storyline of the board game. But every dungeon, the way the layout appears in front of your heroes is always different, because when I explore, there's a new tile that is randomly taken from a stack. That just pops in front of you, so the layout is always different.
Very good point. See, it has like a pile of tiles, like the board game, and you never know what the tile is going to be on top because it was like randomized, and you take one and it's going to be one of these, but it is always randomized. So you never know which tile you're going to find.
Okay.
Hey, Kevin, I have a question. Is there a better way for crafting? It seems I get a little bit too random to get the items at times. So we do have an improvement coming for crafting drops. I'll let you mention that.
So the way it worked before with crafting materials is that, well, the first thing you have to understand is that the chest you open during your adventures, you also get them as a reward at the end of your adventure. So well, the first reward you get is the 3 chests that's rewarded when you complete a quest. That's a given. You get those chests for sure. But you also add the chest you open during adventures to that. Well, this
good
reward.
point, yeah.
So if for this quest I would get, I don't know, maybe 3 uncommon chests. And then if I open this legendary chest,
Wow,
I
it
would
looks great.
also open a legendary chest that would reward me with crafting materials. So the way it worked before was that you had a chance to get crafting materials of the same rarity of the chest, but also you had chance to get crafting materials.
And that's been improved for the
of
next
a lower
update.
rarity of than the chest. But we wanted to be more generous. I know some of you guys had trouble getting legendary crafting materials. So something we did to be more generous is that you will get actual crafting materials of the same rarity than the chest you open, and that's 100%. But you also have a chance to get items of a higher rarity than the chest you open. So right now, you won't get items that you don't need for your
Common,
crafting. Yeah,
for
exactly.
example, on a legendary chest. So yeah. So that's going to be in the next update, guys. Crafting drops will be higher depending on the rarity of the chest. So keep eyes on that. Hello, Lolis. Thanks for joining us and tuning in. And Ed is also saying, I haven't played the board game yet, so is there a way to disarm traps? Can the encounters monsters be also affected by the traps?
So that's interesting because, well, for the trap part, yes, you can disarm traps. The thing you have to do is stand on a square that's adjacent to any trap. Then you would need to use an action to disarm a trap. You will be able to see your cursor become a hand with, you know, little gears next to it. That's your cue to tell you that you can disarm a trap. But you would need to use an action.
And roll a good roll, I will die, because sometimes you may fail disarming a trap and it explodes in your face.
Exactly, because if you fail, well, you get hit by the trap.
Right.
So why sometimes I choose to walk over traps is because I don't use an additional action to do so, and I take the chance to dodge this trap.
It can be a very costly decision if you play horrific, because sometimes traps are very deadly.
And for your second question, so monsters, can they be affected by traps? We had plans before, when we began to produce the game, so that the actual monsters would be affected by the traps, but we put that away because it would affect the balancing too much. Because in the board game, some of you guys may know, but monsters move by tile and not by square, so they don't actually move over traps, so they don't get affected by traps.
And again, we want to be as loyal as we can to the board game rule
Exactly.
set. Great question. Faint, are we planning or considering to add multiplayer and co-op? So yes, we are definitely, it's been in discussion since the start. We do have plans for co-op first and then adding multiplayer. So really what we want to do first is get all your feedback on the core of the game, the single player, and once we feel we have the single player nailed down, tweaked everything that we wanted to tweak, then we are definitely going to jump into co-op with this game and multiplayer. So keep your eyes on that, it's definitely in the plans.
Right. So right now I'm gonna open this chest.
Ooh.
Is this... So I get a pouch of copper. So it's always nice to have gold because crafting can be costly. So yeah, it's always good to find gold. Now I don't have any more actions, so I'm gonna take an encounter in the face.
Save your haste for later, that's a good idea too. Yeah, for co-op. So you're gaming the system by walking over the traps, make rogues usable. Yeah, so I mean, Birdsong is very good at dodging traps, so you could go and step over traps and hope for the best.
Right.
So Steve, it's a popular question, yeah? Solo should be their priority. So we do want to nail the core of the game because we, as a studio, you know, we've been around 20 years and we believe that if a core gameplay is not working, there's no point in adding other stuff that will not fix the what's necessary for tweaks. Oh, you have a Terrafolk.
Yep. Again.
So yes.
2 monsters, 2 Terrafolk. That's great. I wanted to say something about the items.
All right. Hey, by the way, you picked up an item in the chest that was a pouch of copper that goes directly into your inventory.
Yeah, right. So this is a good moment to talk about the 2 different types of items we have in the game. So you have the fortune items you can get from monster kills or chest opening. This is basically items that don't take any place in your inventory. They can be like a pouch of copper, bag of gold, bag of silver, and chest of gold, which reward different amounts of gold pieces. But there are also things like the fortune item, which is called It's Quiet.
Yeah. Yeah, so
that lets you decide whether you want to cancel a monster or, well, the next monster spawn or the next encounter, which is great.
So nice. And there are 2 types of potions in the game.
Yeah, so the 2 types of potion you have is the potion of feeling, which lets you heal yourself or heal an adjacent hero. This is great because if you forgot to trade, let's say, some potions between your heroes, and you have, for example, Dragonbait right here that doesn't have any potions left, and he's down to like 1 HP. Well, I can come by with Artis and use a potion while sending Jason to him to heal Dragonbait. So this is great. And the second potion we have is right here. It's the Potion of Heroism. This is great because this puts a buff on the hero that uses it, which adds to your maximum, well, to the maximum HP amount of the hero. But what is very cool about that is that it
heals you too, right? When you use it.
Well, first it heals you, but then if you have a condition on yourself, you can spend the buff to remove the condition. So you lose your extra hit points, but you, if I was stunned, for example, I could remove that without having to spend an additional action.
Awesome.
Well, lose an action basically.
So at Hazel Vine, what engine are we using to run the game?
This is a Unity we're using. The game is built entirely inside Unity, and just a little fun fact about that is that one of our programmers made a tool for the designers to make the tiles super fast and super easily. So if we wanted to try, tiles that were not in the actual board game, we could easily try different configuration, different layouts, only by drag and dropping entities.
Very nice.
And yeah, this is more technical question, but it's
keep them coming. We're here for that. Yeah.
All right. So right now I'm playing with Artis.
Well, not get rid of that Terrafolk because we don't want our items
one shot. So I always use Careful Shot because it's so powerful. Yeah, plus 13 attack. This is so powerful. All right. Boom. Okay, so let's talk about that. My inventory with Artis is full, and I get a new item. This is also a great item.
My favorite too. I have 2 favorites. I have so many favorites.
So I could try. I could decide to scrap the new item because I don't have any more space in my inventory. But I could choose to scrap another item to replace it with the new item. The Crystal Ball is just too strong to scrap it, so I might just what to do. So Crystal Ball, what it does is that when you activate it, it will cancel the next 3 encounters. So let's say, for example, I'm fighting against Valindra, which is a horrible boss.
Or any bosses, really, because you're not exploring much during boss. You want to cancel all encounters.
Exact. So this is a great strategy. So I might go with, having more legendary crafting mats by scrapping this one.
Oh, that's a way. You craft something to get more materials. Exactly. Or you could go with, say, I have plenty of magical power, or go with this or that hero. So, yeah.
So the items you just saw in the center before the Crystal Ball were the crafting mats I got from scrapping the Davix cloak.
So that's good. Yep. And remember, like you said earlier, we're tweaking legendary drops from legendary chests, so you may have the possibility of getting even more there. Right.
Okay.
So, hey, the cloak is good if you have a lot of HP to get rid of. Well, if you don't mind getting the attacks, I suppose that's a way to see it. So, is there any plans to implement the game in VR? That's an amazing question.
It's the first time we got that question, I think. Is it?
I'm not. I think we've had it once when I was with Fred, and he had answered. In the studio, we do have experience with VR.
Right.
So it would be amazing. It's not in the plans, but hey, who knows what the future holds? I mean, that's all we can say. That would
There's
be great.
a lot of cool features we could do with VR that couldn't wouldn't be as cool with the the just 2D screen like that. For example, we could have the opportunity to throw the actual dice on the table to see your results, that would
We'll
be
keep
great.
that in mind. We'll discuss that, of course, for future big updates, I guess. It's nothing small as far as new features, so we'll see. Walter from Facebook is asking, hey, are there any hidden crafting items?
Hidden crafting items. What do you mean by that? Do you mean that there are hidden equipment that you can craft?
Yeah, if you can specify, Walter.
That would be awesome.
So Ed is also asking, so do the traps have a random chance of spawning in a square, or is there a weighted average towards trap spawns around chests? You've awoken the coder side inside of me.
Like I approached before with the actual tile building system. The tiles are, well, there's an actual level design built on each and every tile. So the traps were meticulously placed around, so there's no random placement of traps. Yeah.
Good. Are you? I'm taking the mouse because he has so much great information for you guys.
Yeah. But I wanted to kill that man.
Oh, I went outside. Yeah, I didn't. See, I'm totally breaking his whole strategy.
It's fine. I'm gonna have to explain right
so
here.
Hey, I want a VR this way I can give Dragonbait a hug.
Really, you're a Dragonbait lover.
So that's awesome, and I see you guys are also talking about the Xanathar all morning. I know I've seen that going around. That was amazing. So hey, Mike is also saying on YouTube. Speaking of encounters, is there any way to reduce the number of encounters? I picked up the game recently and quickly found that encounters are far more deadly than actual enemies.
Yeah, the encounter system is very deadly. It is basically to make you move a lot and explore a lot. You always have to make a hard decision about do I take the next encounter? Well, maybe I can take a chance that it's going to be a positive encounter, or maybe it's not. It's something that won't do anything to me because I don't. Let's say, for example, I don't have any heroes standing next to an ambush site, and I get the encounter that hurts my heroes that are standing next to them.
So sometimes encounters won't hurt you. You have to read them carefully because sometimes you can take them and they won't do anything.
Exactly.
But if we could list a couple things that can cancel encounters, there's a couple.
Yep.
So Birdsong, she has Dispel Magic that can cancel one of encounter that happens. You also have the Boots of Elvenkind, of course, the orb that you just picked up earlier. Any other quick encounters blockers that you think of that we have in the game? Explore, of course.
Yeah, exploring.
And having, well, like I say, the boots when it's hard tiles.
Oh, there's also the adrenaline that you can use to cancel encounters.
That's the main thing. The main difference that we have from the board game. Also, the adrenaline.
The adrenaline is actually taken from the. It's a bit of a modified version of the XP pile in the board game that you can pick from to cancel encounters. But we added another utility to that pile and called it Adrenaline Rush. So you can decide to spend start the Adrenaline Rush on a character. So you get a stat boost for the amount of turn that you have. Like bars like that, so one bar like that would be one turn of Adrenaline Rush. But you can also spend these to cancel encounters.
Right, and you mentioned also It's Quiet earlier. That's also a way to either cancel an encounter or cancel a monster spawn. So there's multiple ways that you can plan to cancel encounters. Of course, some of them require to have certain items, but as you play, you can get those items quite easily. So you'll be able to also, get the whole feeling, the whole hang of it after a couple games and see how you can easily cancel encounters, because they are deadly, yes, but they're also very core gameplay of the adventure system board game. And as Ali was saying earlier, we are staying loyal to the game's rules of the board game. So we had some feedback sometimes, people asking, why don't you get rid of the encounters? Well, that's what the game is, so...
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
So, good example of bardic lore, which I was explaining before. So I just killed a monster with birdsong, and since I have the utility power bardic lore equipped, well, I can choose between two items that are picked randomly. So right now I have the pouch of copper, which rewards me with 100 gold pieces, or the scroll of disintegrate, which is very powerful against bosses. Since I don't plan on crafting right now, I'm just gonna go with the scroll of disintegrate.
And I think Artis already has one, and she has one in her inventory.
Yeah.
So we have a question from Nick. Do we have a Linux support in the plans? So right now we do support Mac and Windows. Plan for Linux. So we are discussing that. We don't have any official plans in the near future, but it could be something that we see down the road for sure. Zukin is Olive Root's Skettle in the game. Any plans for her? Do you know who Olive is?
I don't know who she is. Who is she?
Yeah, tell us. Hi, Neon Deflector. Thanks for joining. But I can say we do have plans for more heroes in the game. As you know, it's no secret, there's a 5th hero in the board game. So it's in the plans for us to also add this hero down the road. But there's also been discussions regarding the adventure system board games. Of course, they can be mixed together and have some hero from Legend of Druids join Tomb of Annihilation, or so on and so forth. So it's also not out of the question for us to have other heroes from other board games join the characters in this game. And also once we feel we have Tales from Candlekeep nailed down, we have co-op and multiplayer, more heroes down the road, then the objective of course is to develop the other board games of the series. So go back in time, do Temple of Elemental Evil, Legend of Druids. So that's also something we definitely have in the plans, but again, it depends how you guys love Tales from Candlekeep and want to see more of this game. So Mike has a question. Any plans to implement or had the healer druid to help mitigate damage? So it's a great question. The hero that is in Tomb of Annihilation that we don't have currently in the digital game is the druid. His name is Kawasha. He's an awesome druid. He has a companion and he can transform. So we don't have an official update on the druid, Steve, but he's in the plans. We'll be able to give you more information down the road as we go further into development.
All right.
Love the questions, guys. Keep them coming.
So we can talk a bit about the items that we have in the inventory that we haven't went over as of now. So this item, Eyes of Minute Seeing, it's pretty useful because I don't know who was talking about traps before, but when I'm standing on a tile which is filled with traps like this one right here, and when I'm not with birdsong, for example, I could use this item to reveal everything. Well,
that would be amazing there.
All the effects under every trap. So this is pretty useful when to see if there's any trap that's empty, to so you can safely walk over it with any character. So right now this is done.
All right. Number of monster he or she control. Well, that's great. You don't control any, so.
Yeah, this is an encounter that I knew I could skip because none of my heroes were controlling a monster, so I know it was safe, so I could skip that encounter without.
This happens more than once, so be sure you read the encounters.
Yeah, it's
and
really
what
important to read the encounters. They're not as bad as people are saying.
That guy, are you in love with Oliver's voice?
Oh, thank you.
Or I'm not sure if he's talking about you. I don't know. Maybe
I'm sure he's
not.
talking
Yeah?
about me. It has to be. I'm getting red right now.
He is talking about you. He
all
just confirmed
right.
it. That's so nice. So he has this French-Canadian accent, as you guys know. We're from Quebec. We had a lot of snow also today. Awesome. She time.
I'm so red right now. Look at me.
He did. See what he did, that guy.
Yeah.
So we plan to support the Surface Pro for the Surface Pen, especially when you're playing on a bus or couch. You guys, you have awesome questions today. I'm going to answer the question that Walter has though. Do we plan to port the game to console? Yes, it's definitely in the plans, consoles and also mobile. So we're starting PC first, but we're definitely looking, even actively looking at other platforms at the moment. So once we have more info there, we'll definitely tell you guys.
So right now I'm down to one chest to find, but I know I'm gonna have to go through the entire stack. How many tiles do I have spawned right now?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, a lot, but not enough for the entire stack. So
need one more chest.
yep, gonna have to spawn a bit more. Nothing happens.
So that guy is saying you broke the sexy meter.
Oh,
99
man,
out of
that
10. That's hilarious.
So nice. Thanks, man.
So, Encounter that also are not doing any bad effects. So we have shattered trees also in the game. Sometimes you have friendly Schwingas
Yep.
and other stuff like that that
Yeah.
also don't cause any bad encounters. But I would say, you know, as you progress in the game, and also I would not encourage to start playing horrific on your first quest. It's also good to start with, you know, normal, get geared up a little bit before you try and tackle harder difficulties.
Yeah, because you might be able to go through some of the quests, but we have a difficulty scaling system that increases the stats of the monsters and also, you know, all the damage values of traps and encounters. So it's pretty hard. You're gonna have to go through the other difficulties to get geared up a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, Steve is also saying it, and that's a great comment. I often throw away the spyglass when my inventory is full because certainly the crystal ball is much better in my opinion. So yeah, if you you know, it depends which quest you're doing. If you're on a horrific and you're solo with dragon bait and you have to do the quest where you have to disarm traps or even open chests, you may want to keep the spyglass for these special quests. But as a, you know, general rule, some items, you know, may get more use than others. Just buy the crystal ball certainly is really handy when you're into boss fights. So Demon Boy, I'm new to the stream. I followed a while back, but it's my first time watching. Well, hey Demon, we are the Tales from Candlekeep team. We are from Canada, so we have funny accents, but we're very friendly. So nice to meet you.
Welcome. To live.
So we have a question from Hazel Vine. Can you run out of tiles like in the board game?
No, because, well, in the board game, you can't run out of tiles because all the tiles that you picked, you put them on, well, you can put them under, but you also have another stack beside it that you have to reshuffle after that. Our system works exactly the same. So once you get through the entire tile stack, they are shuffled again, and you go through all of them.
Frederick's best accent in the world. Oh, thank you so very much. Quebecois accent, yes, Ed, that is so right. And just as Ali was saying, so in the board game, say you are into the pick the mushroom, you know, quest, they will say take the mushroom place tile and then pick like 10 tiles and put that one with 4 tiles, and then you just shuffle that, but you have a bunch of other tiles that you're not using. So if you run out of your first 10, well, you always have the other ones, and that's exactly how it was put in the game as well. We all have awesome accents. Thank you, Silva. Thank you very much. Okay. So, we're still in our quest where we have to find the last of the treasure chests here. Quick reminder, we have a giveaway coming up, so stay till the end. We have one special question for you guys, and the winner gets a Steam key of this game. So we released quite recently, we released on the 18th, so a couple weeks already. So if you're not familiar with who we are or what the game is, I do invite you to hop on Steam, check out the store page, go check our website. We have a bunch of game information there. And always, if you have any questions here live, feel free to ask us. We love answering your questions. And yes, we are from Canada.
Okay, so I want to go ahead and try my lightning arrow, because this is so powerful. When you have enemies standing right beside each other.
Seize the moment, too. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, so let's talk about Seize the Moment. Seize the Moment is a fortune item that you can get. So you saw that it didn't take any place in my inventory. But what it did is that it added an additional action to Artist, because he's the hero that actually got the item. So right now I can do another action and I can do another attack. So I might go ahead and kill that guy right here.
Oh yeah, you got it. Demented Shark. I like this game so much. I bought it for a couple of other friends on Steam, and they liked it too. Amazing. So yes, the game is Tales from Candlekeep Tomb of Annihilation. Pierre, welcome to the stream. So I just joined a little late, Angry saying on Twitch, did we discuss any new anticipated updates to the game? So yes, we discussed crafting tweaks to the legendary drops and other hard crafting materials. So in the next update, we do have tweaks to the crafting drops. So if you open legendary chest, you have legendary drops. So it'd be and it was tweaked also. We'll give you guys all the updates with the patch notes, but that's one thing that we have coming. We have lots of other things coming we can't discuss yet, but as soon as we have the goals, so we'll let you guys know more. Oh no! Derailian! Oh, Fire Shield 0, there, you're good. The Fire Shield almost got this guy.
Yeah, but right now I don't have any more Fire Shield on her, and
so you could have a recovery, so cross fingers for something like that.
Recovery. So okay, wait a second. Right now I'm with Dragon Bait.
Tough spot.
Disintegrate. No.
Thank you, Sophie. The game is greatness. Thank you so much, you guys. Would it be possible while Ollie is fighting his bad enemies here? We have a question from Ed. He's asking, Draco has a question first. Have you guys from Candlekeep worked or talked to the team behind Idle Champions of the Realm? So yes, we are very huge fans of Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. I play every day personally on my free time, even it's running home right now. So I'm a huge fan. We also love the guys at Codename. We do talk with them, and just the D&D partners in general.
Isn't it nice to see some of our heroes in
Ashara is an Idle Champions. Idle Champions also, we have plans to do a stream of our team playing their game down the road. So definitely we love these guys at Codename for sure. So Ed is also asking, would it be possible to have PvP where someone plays the villain and you play like the NPCs?
That's such a cool idea. Really, it would require a lot of work and a lot of balancing, but man, that would be great indeed.
Giveaways, yes, we do have a giveaway coming up in just 3 minutes. We will ask our question, and we'll have a lucky winner of the Tales from Candlekeep Steam key. We have Roll20 people here. Hey you guys, good to see you. I hope you're doing awesome on this happy Friday. I hope you don't have snow. We had some snow, but it was supposed to get worse, but luckily it wasn't too bad.
It's just cold.
We have a personal question also from chat asking, what do we play personally in our free time? So we play D&D games and stuff. We play other stuff. We do play other stuff, but we want to keep it D&D. So
yeah, I try to stay up to date. But I also have a tendency to always have an MMO staying right here to for my XP cravings
Hi,
and
Dexter.
stuff like that. So right now I'm playing a bit of WoW. I'm playing a bit of Shadow of War. I'm also trying a new Call of Duty right
I
now.
play Assassin's Creed Origins. It's a great game.
Oh right.
Yeah. So, I love RPGs. I'm a huge fan of RPGs as well. Hey Adam, good to see you. Alright. So guys, 2 minutes until the giveaway. In the meantime, oh, you got it. Recovery, but it was not on a shot.
Like you guys saw right here, with the Bardic Lore ability power of Birdsong, I had to choose between 2 items, but that doesn't mean I have to choose between a treasure, between 2 treasure or 2 fortunes. I can get to choose between a fortune item and also a treasure item. But I chose to go with the recovery because she was starting to get low on
Good
HP.
point.
And
Yeah.
also I get to recharge one of her utility powers, which is Dispel Magic.
This game is on Steam. Yes, it's on Steam. Right this very moment. Tales from Candlekeep, Tomb of Annihilation. Way to stay on brand. I know we tried so hard. Just snow, so you mean you're not already foot deep there in the snow? Not yet, but it's coming. It's coming, Zook, for sure. No, don't talk about that. No. Okay, so do you feel it? I feel the next tile
The
is
next
going
one,
to be the chest.
not sure about that.
Okay, guys.
RNG
Cross
God,
finger, eyeballs, and toes, and we'll get the chest.
please watch over us. RNG God.
RNG gods, come on.
Okay. I'm not concentrated right now. So I'm playing with artists. I have an enemy right here. No enemies. No monster I control.
I'm looking like you. I'm like,
Maybe. Okay, I'm gonna go right here and try to deal with that one. Done.
Sounds
And
good.
It's quiet. There it is.
Oh, speaking of, it's quiet.
So it's quiet. Once I get that, it's a legendary fortune item, which lets me choose between the next, to cancel the next monster spawn or encounter spawn. What would you go for?
Well, right now, I feel like you have plenty of adrenaline to at least cancel the coming encounters. I'd say you have plenty of monsters on the field. I would go for a monster.
Okay.
And you
let's
also
do
have
that.
a crystal ball for encounters.
Right. That's true. Let's use that. So some items, the way they work, we had to do we had to be a bit different than the board game, because in the board game it's left to the players to choose when they want to use them. If we did that, there would be too many interruptions in the game. So
That's true, yeah.
So we had to, for example, here in the crystal ball, you have to choose when to use it, so it activates as a buff.
Yeah.
So it cancels the next 3 encounters. It's a bit different in the board game, but it's for you guys that we decided to go that way.
Okay, fingers crossed. Let's see, chest.
Oh,
yes,
so good.
Sweet. Yeah, awesome. Hey guys, and by the way, we're on the clock here. We have to ask the question for the giveaway.
All right.
We did bring it up in the stream, but if you also are familiar with this game or just in general, the question is fairly simple. So we want the first person to answer gets the giveaway prize, the Steam key of this game. I just want to ask you guys if you're ready for the giveaway. You're all ready for the key? Once I see readies in the chat, we'll go and fire away the question of today. It's in the topic of items, of course.
It's a simple one, really.
Ready? All right, we have readies. Yes? Yes, okay. All right.
I want Zook to say he's or she's ready, because, all right.
Yeah. Not ready. Oh,
Not
no,
ready.
ready up, because we have to go. Okay, so do you want me to ask questions, or you want to ask the questions?
No, go ahead.
Okay, so what we want to know is the name of the 2 potions you can pick up in the game. The name of the 2 potions.
Do we want the exact name? Because
the name of the potion without potion of, like tick tick. And also hints, one is red, one is blue. One heals you, one gives you bonus to HP. Da-da-da. Let's see. All right. All chats open. The name of two. Oh, Angry Jade is the first. They have said it on D&D Twitch. Oh, Whittle also got it, but not quite fast enough. You got it. So, hey, Angry Jay, you are the winner of today's giveaway. If you can please send us a whisper, please do it on Tales from Candlekeep Twitch. We can answer you if you talk to us on D&D, or poke us on our Facebook page, Twitter, social media, email, anywhere, and we'll send you your key right after this stream. So I would say the quickest way probably is head over to the Facebook page and send us a private message there. Congratulations, Steve, you had it right. Mike, you had it right. Not quite fast enough, you guys. So hey, it's already time for us to go. Time goes by so fast, you guys have so many questions for us, and it's also always awesome. We'll be back next week. Next week we will likely have 2 streams. We'll keep you updated on the schedule. One Thursday probably and one Friday. And we have great news for you guys. I can't wait to tell you what's coming with this game. I'm so hyped up, so we'll let you know as soon as we can. Alright, so that was Sophie, Marketing Communication Coordinator at Become Studios.
And that was Olivier, lead game designer on Tales from Candlekeep.
Thank you so much, everybody. So we'll see you next time. Oh, we also got some nice chats.
So many mats.
So many mats. Alright, thanks everybody.
Alright, have a nice day.
Bye.